Hey everyone, it's Daniel here. I'm making this video for you in order to make sure that you are aware and that you plan ahead before the Chinese New Year. So if you're new to the business, if you have never worked with Chinese manufacturers and suppliers before, you should know that we are very close to the Chinese New Year, in which the Chinese take a very long vacation. And we, as people that uses their services and their manufacturers, should plan before that and let our clients know that we want to be able to ship our items on time during this holiday. So again, if you're new to this, please do not worry, because I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to plan ahead and how to adjust your policies and how to make your clients aware of this issue. So the Chinese New Year of 2019 is the year of the pig. Each cycle they have their own animal, and this is the year of the pig. So let's first talk about what changes and why does this holiday affect our business. So first of all, you need to know that shipments will stop. Every postal offices, all the postal offices in China are getting shut down, and we won't be able to ship our items during this holiday. Same goes for communication. Manufacturers, factories, and all the agents will stop attending work and will go home to their families and start actually spending the holiday. And the holiday this year, every year it changes. This year it's happening on February 5. However, we will adjust our policies or stop working before that. It actually about people take basically about 2 weeks before the holiday to start going back to their families, because also China is very huge and people use trains, and it takes a very long time to get sometimes to their house. So it actually they actually stop working about 2 weeks before the holiday and 2 weeks after the holiday. So 2 weeks before February 5 and 2 weeks after. We will talk about it further, so just so you'll know the basics. And this will affect you. So what should you do during this time is you have two options basically. Option number one will be to set your store on vacation. I'm now talking about eBay, but it doesn't really matter if whether you're using eBay, Amazon, Shopify. If your products are sourced from China and you're still using their services, meaning that you're doing drop shipping or you don't have your own warehouse just yet, if you're using them to ship your products and to source them, then you'll need to adjust using those two options, either one of them. So you can set your store on vacation. I wouldn't recommend that. I'm talking specifically on eBay now. What happens on eBay if you're taking a very long vacation and setting your store on vacation mode is that it will hurt your performance, because every statistic existing will actually drop down. Your traffic will go to absolute zero. Impressions, conversions, everything will just shut down, because eBay actually on vacations you have two modes. One of them is to enable clients to still placing orders, and one of them will be to shut down all the process altogether, meaning all your products will disappear until you end this vacation mode. But even if you're still enabling clients to place orders, your impressions, traffic, and everything will drop down dramatically, because eBay will see that you're on vacation, most likely won't reach your clients during this time, and it will just downgrade you. They will show you in less and less results. And if you're doing holiday for a very long time, it will mean that it will take you longer time to rebuild all those statistics and to get to the same high searches as you did before. This is what I'm trying to say. It won't be the same if you're taking a 3 days vacation and a 30 days vacation. The longer the bad, the worse. But we are now talking about the Chinese New Year, which is kind of long, and I wouldn't recommend setting it on vacation. What I do recommend is setting a higher handling times. Again, you can do that on eBay, on Amazon, on Shopify. It doesn't really matter. You can set a higher handling time, and of course let your clients know that during this time it will take you longer period of time to actually ship the products. A handling time is different from the actual shipping time. A handling time is the time it takes you to actually ship the product and get the tracking info. So meaning that if I got this order on Sunday, it takes me until, I don't know, Friday to actually ship it out, and this is the handling time. So I would actually suggest you to just make it longer during this holiday, so you'll still get orders and you'll still have everything as normal, business as usual. Yes, you'll get less orders during this time because people will see the longer handling time, but not as much from my experience and from my testing as setting your store on vacation. Handling time adjustment. So we need to now make sure we are aware how to adjust our handling time and to how long. And this is my recommendation, guys. Everyone, I know a lot of different views on this. Everyone recommends something that is just different. This is my recommendation. This is how I'm handling this. I think that this, I've already had about 8, this will be number 8, Chinese New Year number 8 that I'm facing myself, when I started the eBay, and I did Etsy, and this is how I'm handling that, and this is my tip to you. I would suggest you, starting from January 18, meaning that we have about 1 week from now, to start setting your handling time differently, and I would recommend to do 25 business days, and of course slowly downgrade, meaning each week, every single week, you will downgrade this time by 5 business days. 25 business days equals 5 weeks. So we have 5 weeks that are problematic, and then we return to business as usual. And yes, you'll get less orders in this time, but this is a change we must do, because if you won't change your handling time and you'll start getting orders just as usual, even maybe get more orders because you will be the only one from China with a normal policy, you'll have problems because the suppliers won't answer you and won't ship your products, and you'll start getting all those negative reviews. So before I skip to the actual calendar, because I want to visually show you how it looks, I want to share with you one more tip, and this is a message that I'm personally sending each new client starting on January 18, meaning that people who order their products from January 18 until the end of the holiday, we'll talk about it more in a sec, will get the following message. I'm all about sending personal messages to our clients, and I do it all the year, but on this specific time, I'm adjusting my message a bit, and this is how it looks. I'll try my best to provide you with this with a direct link so you can just copy and paste it. However, I would give a personal touch to it. I would just use it as I do it, even though I use this message for a very long time. So their client name. My name is Daniel. I'm the owner of the store. I hope you're doing great. I just wanted to personally thank you for the order of, I don't know, garbage bin. As soon as your item is shipped, I will provide you with a tracking number so you can track the shipment. The delivery estimation should be displayed in the order details, but I'm sure you will receive the package sooner than the date shown. This is what I do because I have a very long shipping time, and most clients get their packages much before that generated date that eBay uses, so I'm preparing them for that. And now is the important part. Important notice, I'm currently celebrating the Chinese New Year, and all the factories and postal offices are now closed. Therefore, it will take me longer to process and ship your order. I've made sure to reflect that in my policy, and this is only a quick reminder I'm sending new clients. May your new year be filled with special moments, warmth, peace, and happiness. I'm wishing you a year of happiness. Please feel free to contact me for any questions or concerns. Even though I'm currently celebrating, I'm doing my best to address all questions as soon as possible. Best regards, Daniel. This is what I'm sending new clients because sometimes they miss the long handling time I'm reflecting in my policy, and this is very good to address it in the message that I'm sending each new client, meaning that he places an order and I send this message to him. Many softwares do it automatically. If you don't have such a service or such a software, just copy and paste it. Just make sure to change the name of your name. Don't do Daniel because you're not. Maybe you are, but most chances are you're not. And to just the client's name. So you're letting your clients know that you're on vacation, and it will take you longer time if they've missed the longer policy that you have adjusted to. So this is also a tip that I'm giving. If I forget, let me know, and I'll be happy to copy and paste it so you can do it. Let's move to the calendar. I want to show you how it looks. This is a Google Calendar, just use it for you to visually show you how it looks. Starting from January 18, I would highly suggest you to start changing your policy. The Chinese New Year, the Year of the Pig, is taking place on February 5, meaning in here, about this time, the Chinese New Year starts. Most factories, manufacturers, and agents start leaving their work 2 weeks before that. So 2 weeks before February 5 is January 22. The reason we start changing the policy from January 18 is because I personally recommend doing about 5 business days of handling time when working with China. And I should have actually started to change my policy before January 18. However, my opinion is that orders that will start from January 18 will be shipped out as usual, because most Chinese factories and manufacturers do their best to actually get done with the orders they have before taking a leave. So I say that orders from January 18, if you'd like, you can do it even January 17 or 16, but starting from January 18, if you'll start changing your policy from that until January 22, or actually 23, 24, each manufacturer, each supplier is acting differently. 2 weeks before February 5 is actually the longest time in many situations that people actually stop working. So it's about 2 weeks before February 5 and 2 weeks after February 6. So I would say, let me just repeat it to be clear. So January 18, starting to change the policy from that. It should be okay. There shouldn't be any issues until January 22, or until the day that they actually leave their work. Your orders should be already fulfilled. So on January 22, manufacturers and suppliers will start to shut down, and on January 25, meaning a week after you've started to change your policy, you should downgrade your business policy from 25 handling days, business days, to 20 business days. On February 1, you again changed that from 20 business days to 15 business days. On January 8, you do 10 business days, and in January 15, February 8 and February 15, you already do return to normal. On February 15, you can already do 5 business days in your shipping time. In your shipping time, in your handling time. On February 22, businesses will already come back to normal. They will already do everything, and after that, we already work as usual. But during this time, just remember what you do. Starting January 18, you start to change your business policy to 25 business days in your handling time. The carrier and the company you use will remain the same, just the handling time changes. And then you downgrade by 5 business days each week. And on February 15, when you adjust your handling time to 5 business days, you might face several delays, because yes, people will return to normal until this time. Usually it's up to 2 weeks after the holiday, but people return before that, meaning that it is very possible that starting February 13, orders will already go smoothly with your supplier. It depends on the supplier and how much time they take. But if you see that you have orders from February 15 and it's already February 23, 24, 25, and it still hasn't been fulfilled, just send a quick apology letter to your client. As I said, I've already had several Chinese New Year in the business, and people, especially if you send the first message that I've shared with you, people understand. This is a holiday. This is a very famous holiday. If they'll Google it, they'll know. They'll see immediately what kind of huge holiday this is. Just see it. It's absolutely wonderful. It is a very beautiful and a very well-known holiday in China, the Chinese New Year. They celebrate it, and people understand, and people won't be mad. Just send a quick apology, say that because of the holiday you're delaying the order a bit more because all the post offices and everything is just extremely busy, and it takes a bit longer to ship it out. But it really depends on how much work you have. If you're working with only, 8, 9 suppliers, the easiest solution and the most efficient one will actually be to just contact them and ask them on what specific dates will they be unavailable, and to adjust your policy accordingly. However, if you're doing something else and you're working with tens or even hundreds of different suppliers, this solution won't be very helpful. And I would just recommend to do what I taught in this video. And guys, remember, this is a holiday. We have holidays. The Chinese New Year is it is the biggest holiday in China, and it will be once a year like that. I would recommend you to do as I did, and on next year just do the same, but check the dates in which the holiday takes place, because it changes every single year. Okay, if you'll do that, you should be okay. But remember that this is kind of a problematic dates. you will have, and be prepared for that, you'll have some cancellations, you have a drop down in sales. Not all the people will be aware of the holiday, not all the people will see the longer shipping policy that you have adjusted to. Not everyone will even see the message that you're sending, and some of them will come up to you and ask, what is happening with my order? It's been, I don't know, 10 days, 15 days, and it hasn't still been shipped. And you should be prepared for that. I would make myself some automatic, not automatic, but some templates, so I can just copy and paste and send my clients it. And also remember that we are adjusting the policy. I myself don't like to take any chances, and I do 25 business days. I do a long period. You will see some people recommending changing it to 20 business days, 15 business days, adjusting it only on January 25, adjusting it on only February 5, to return to normal on February 6. You will see different views on that. This is what I do. This is what I recommend. You don't have to walk as I recommend, but this is what I share with you after some experience in that area. And also keep in mind that even though you'll start to adjust your policy on January 18, there is a very high chance that you'll see your orders go smoothly even up to January 30. It is very possible that it will happen because every single merchant and supplier act differently. Some will take a leave on January 22, some will take a leave on January 30. You will see different things from different suppliers. But we are doing it from January 18 to minimize our chances and our risks. And because we don't want to get some issues, troubles, or negative feedbacks even because of 1 week of normal business. Okay, I do it before. I like to plan ahead. I like to minimize my risks and to maximize my handling time so that I have absolute zero issues or as less zeros as possible, issues as possible. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, if anything was unclear, be sure to comment down below. I do my best to reply any question within 24 hours. And I'll finish with that. Have an amazing new year. I wish you an absolute, I wish that you will absolute crush it this year. In your business, with your family, with everything that you've planned for. And I'm here for any question. So bye bye for now.